Well, I don't know if you were on the internet over the last week or so, but if you were, you probably saw a lot of posts, pictures, videos, historic things from Mr. Mike Sullivan about Pinehurst.
And
I
if you
mean,
don't follow me, make sure you do on Instagram. I'm at Mike W. Sullivan.
there it is. Yeah. Um, I mean, an unbelievable week.
Never been to Pinehurst, first time. Yeah.
So I felt like I was living it,
Good.
vicariously through you. You sent me certainly some other private videos, as well via text message. But I mean, can you give us even describe really the overall experience,
Awesome.
what it was pulling up, the properties, the cabin,
So
everything.
I've always wanted to go to Pinehurst, and there's a lot of great golf resorts in America. Of course, everyone wants to go to Pebble. I think everyone wants to. Streamsong's become super popular. Um, Certain trips, maybe it's Scottsdale, maybe it's Whistling Straits, but Pinehurst has always, for some reason, just been at the top of the list for me, and it is. I mean, I don't know how you find a better, more American golf resort than Pinehurst, and so many great quotes about Pinehurst. Actually, the best content I actually did was just posting the quotes on the wall at the clubhouse, and it got a ton of people, especially girls, just loved these quotes on the wall about Pinehurst is the home of American golf, magical place, whatever, but. Truly, I don't know how you find a better golf trip. I really don't. And I've been fortunate to play a lot of golf, been fortunate to play a lot of great standalone courses, a lot of golf trips. It'll be extremely difficult to top that trip. I don't know how from a golf perspective it'll get topped. Maybe Pebble Beach Resort, maybe overseas in Scotland or Ireland could come very, very close, but man, just from a pure golf trip perspective, absolutely outstanding.
So I obviously there's so much to get into. I mean, I feel like we could talk about this probably for hours. But it's interesting because you're somebody who you enjoy, the other activities that go on at a golf trip, which is the nightlife.
Sounds so inappropriate.
Well, no, I mean that in a fun way. The dinners, going out, having some cocktails, things like that. So overall, like,
yeah, right.
were you able to stay, of the mindset of
So-
this is just golf? Like there really isn't.
Right.
Once you're there, you're pretty much there.
So you fly into Raleigh, most people do, and then we had a shuttle from Raleigh that takes you to Pinehurst, about an hour and 15-minute drive. So if anything, we're sitting here in Detroit, and the flight from Detroit to Raleigh was pretty much the exact same time as the shuttle from Raleigh to Pinehurst.
That's not bad.
But obviously, we were the vibes are high. It was 8 guys. And we get our clubs at the airport. Shuttle's early, great. Get in the shuttle. The guy says, "He want me to stop? I'll get you guys and grab some beer or something along the way." So we stop, get some beer. It was, God, what was it? 9:30 in the morning.
Perfect time to start drinking. Yeah.
But it was great. We pull up to Pinehurst, and there are so many other courses around Pinehurst that aren't part of the resort. Obviously, Pinehurst has 10 courses. Everyone's talking about the 11th that they're going to be building, but there's so many other courses around there. Once you just start pulling up and getting closer to Pinehurst and Southern Pines and all that, it really is just awesome. And the history there, pulling up, it's like a step back in time. The little downtown area, the southern charm, the southern draw by the when you check into the hotel and the resort, it really was cool. And it feels like that birthplace of American golf type vibe. I didn't even know till I got there that the Golf Hall of Fame moved from St. Augustine, Florida to Pinehurst. So the Golf Hall of Fame's there. The USGA headquarters is there. Of course, you have Pinehurst number 2, which is a staple in the US Open rotations, which we played. But just from the southern hospitality, the staff, the shuttling you around, they just take your clubs to each course you're going to play. The meal plan we were on, breakfast, lunch, dinner, just the whole thing, being able to hop around to all different resorts, the Carolina Room, the Holly Hotel, the Manor, the North-South Bourbon and Cigar Bar that they had. I mean, there's just I could go
Now
on
you're
and
talking
on.
about
But
something I like. Okay.
it really was just awesome. And not to be long-winded, but the golf itself was tremendous. And yeah, usually when I go on a golf trip, I don't really care to play 36 holes a day. It's just a lot.
That's not for
And
you,
we only
right?
did once. And that was a long day, and you're tired after that. And I tried certainly tried my best to. Of course, we're gonna have cocktails and stuff at dinner, but didn't want to be hungover, didn't want to be going out and going crazy. And it definitely leaves you tired playing that much golf, but you want to be able to enjoy it. So didn't really let loose at night. The last night we kind of did, but wanted to really enjoy the golf.
Obviously a ton of golf, and certainly we can, get into that for sure and do, kind of a breakdown of the courses that you were able to play, the par 3 course as well. But
Cradle, yeah.
Again, I guess set the scene. So when you go, you mentioned all these different places, the manor. Is it one huge building where everyone stays?
No.
Or is it so it's
all
spaced
separate.
out at different courses? Like how are you getting from course to course? Like what
so
is
they,
that
they have a huge
situation
shuttle
like?
service.
Okay.
So hey, we need a shuttle. You go to the front desk. Hey, we need a shuttle to number 5. Great, we'll call it right now. We need a shuttle to number 2. Great, we'll call it. We need a shuttle to the Carolina room for dinner, which you can. I mean, I kind of got my bearings and figured out how to walk. And I said, guys, we're walking this. It's 6-7 minute walk. Let's walk. Walk by a couple bars.
Sounds like you at PGA National. It's a 15-minute walk max.
This was so but the different places you walk to, all the different hotels are pretty close. There was a Dugan's Irish bar feet away from our hotel.
That sounds terrible. Yeah.
And then my buddy Sean and I, we were, obviously there's 8 guys. Most people, we're all playing golf, we're all eating together, whatever. But inevitably, with some downtime, some people might want to go to the bar. Me and Sean went to the hot tub and wanted to go check out the Carolina pool, whatever. So me and Sean are walking to the Carolina, and again, it's like 6-7 minute walk. We walk by this bar. It's all right, Sean, we're just popping in and getting one. So we, have it's just a really cool town. So much history. Definitely is spread out where, you can't really, at least where we were at, we didn't walk to the courses. The shuttle takes you. But again, the shuttle takes you there and your clubs are already waiting for you. Or the caddies are waiting for you. Most of the caddies, hey, do you want us with you the whole weekend? So you have the same caddy the whole weekend, basically,
cool.
which is cool too.
Wow.
But I don't even know where to begin just recapping all of it. We can go course by course, but the one thing I will just note too is that the food program is really, really good. There were multiple different restaurants. One lady was claiming that one of the restaurants, the 1895, which is like their fine dining, which is at our Holly Hotel, had a Michelin star, which it doesn't. But I don't know what she meant. Maybe it was a chef who had one before or something. But I mean, just the food on the meal plan you get. So everyone on the meal plan, you get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert for dinner. So, you're especially like when you go to kind of the pub or the clubhouse, you could order, if there's 8 guys and you can just order all the appetizers. You order 2 chicken dips, you order the nachos, you order this,
spread
whatever.
it out. Yeah, right. And share.
But, I was really impressed. I'd say outside of the golf, I was really impressed with the food and the overall hospitality. Everyone was so welcoming and wanting you to enjoy Pinehurst and telling you stories about the U.S. Open or telling you, it really was that Southern hospitality type word. Okay,
so overview of the golf experience. Before we get into the exact courses, like a breakdown, what kind of golf is it, at Pinehurst?
So that's the amazing part is that we played the Cradle and then we played 2, 4, 8, and 5 in that order, or excuse me, not in that order, but we played 2, 4, 5, and 8. And you think about it, there's so many courses we didn't play, but obviously 2 and 4 are the ones that get the most fanfare. 8 would be right up there as well, and 10, which we didn't play. But the golf, I want to say it partially reminds you of Northern Michigan because there's a lot of trees and there are some narrow tee shots. I'd say especially on 5, there was a lot of narrow tee shots.
Are we talking like you can't find your ball type of narrow if you get in the woods?
I think I might have lost 2 golf balls the whole trip.
Wow.
And I'm obviously a great player, so
Clearly.
that's to be expected. No, I'm not a great player. I'd say I'm a good player, but it's not Bermuda grass. You played in Bermuda a bunch, so it's the grain. It's reading the side of the cup. It's reading the grain on the green, especially. the rough was. I mean, it's not. You're not dealing with rough.
It's firm
You're,
and
you're not.
fast.
You're not dealing with rough like you would be around here, or if you go to Oakland Hills,
Right.
another U.S. Open site. You're not dealing with rough like that. It's more so. And I don't want to. I was out on number 4. And I said, I'm not doing it because I'm not comparing anything to Augusta. I prefaced it by that, but I said the elevation here and just looking out and the trees and the pine straw and the fact there's not really rough, it's tight. It kind of does remind you a little bit of that type of golf where there isn't, you're not, there's not thick rough that you're getting your golf ball lost in. You're finding it. And even on number 2, which we all watched on TV a few months ago, even when your ball goes off into that little waste area, you're still finding it. It's rare for it to actually go into one of those shrubs and just stick in there. Like
Right.
you're still, it's firm. You're going to hit it out. I hit some great shots out of there, on 2. But yeah, there definitely are some demanding tee shots, definitely. But it's not the courses we played. You're not really losing many golf balls or hitting into water and stuff like that. You're pretty much finding your golf balls, and the caddies obviously help you out with that. So even even they're honest about it when they switch out your bag for a carry bag or whatever, and they say, hey, just bring a few golf balls. You're not gonna be losing golf balls out here.
Well, they got eyeballs on everything.
Yeah.
Okay, before we fully get a breakdown of each course and the experience at all of them, what's the bar situation? What's the cart girl situation? What's the all that kind of stuff? The social side of it as you're enjoying all these fantastic courses.
So
The halfway shacks. I mean, all that.
the halfway shacks are really cool. To try that woodpecker drink that they have, which is a classic Pinehurst drink.
What is that?
It's oh god, I don't want to misspeak.
Or at least what type of cocktail is it, I guess?
It is. What is it? Sprite, cranberry juice.
I'm assuming
Let
vodka.
me actually
Okay.
pull it up.
Because it looked fantastic. I mean, it looked like you enjoyed quite a few of them.
I think I only had one. You can only order at the Nest, a halfway house on courses 2 and 4.
Okay.
And it includes vodka, Sprite, grenadine, and Made with Love. But
the Shirley Temple.
the Nest was great. And we had a buddy, a guy in our trip. Actually, I had really just met him for the first time, and it's amazing. I knew 3 other guys on our trip going into it. There were 8 of us, but by the end of that trip, everyone knows everybody, and you're close, and you all
The
played
group
these
chat,
rounds, and it was great.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but one of the guys was notorious, much like Augusta. We made fun of him the whole trip for saving every single cup, and from the Nest or from the joking with him about stealing napkins and stuff like that. But that drink was good. Halfway shacks are great. Cart girls were great. And every single hotel had a bar. Every single hotel had a bar, and there are multiple bars in the downtown district as well. So alcohol was not included in the package. Although someone told me in the hot tub that at the Pinehurst Brewing Company, if you go there, beer was included, but it wasn't. But which is fine.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to some of the golf. So you flew in Thursday. You there mid-morning, basically. You played the Cradle immediately, correct? The par 3?
Yep. So we played the Cradle the first night. And that was cool. Obviously par 3 course, they have what is it called? Not the bunker, but there's right after you get to the 3rd hole on the Cradle, which is this bowl, kind of encourages hole-in-ones. I think there's a total of like 2,100 hole-in-ones on the Cradle in general. But there's this huge bar right behind it. People sit there, watch. I mean, it's just this whole place is just a pure golf resort, and you're out there looking around like this is just incredible. It's American golf. It's that you can just smell that pine, those pine needles and whatnot. But Cradle was cool. I literally shot 27. I didn't make a 2. I didn't make a 4. I shot a 3 on every single hole. And it was, I think the shortest hole was like 70, 75 yards, and the longest was like 118 or something. So I just went out there with a 60-degree wedge in my 54, and it's great practice, and my putter. Some other guys were taking, 5, 6 clubs. I said, if I know that range, this is all I need. But it was, I didn't make, which is crazy because I had a lot of good looks at birdie. Didn't make a single 2, didn't make a single 4. I made all 3s. Clean, though.
Yeah, clean, absolutely, but probably drove you insane, as I can tell. All right, so Friday was the big day, 36, not something you love.
Why don't we do so basically I played the Cradle, and then I played 2, 4, 8, and 5.
Yep.
And it was all great. Why don't we just do a separate breakdown on each one?
Yeah, perfect.
If you just want to do that.
Well, which do you want to start with? I mean, Two is obviously the premier, the U.S. Open. How can you beat two? We might as well start there, I guess, if
Yeah.
we're going to get into them.